So I literally just created a prompt that you can use to clone Zack Film's content style. And honestly, that's crazy. We're talking about one of the biggest shorts creators on YouTube right now, a creator whose videos consistently rack up millions of views. The best part? You can break down and recreate his content formula completely for free. From the storytelling structure and pacing to the visual style and video flow, this prompt helps you understand exactly what makes his content so engaging and how you can apply those same principles to your own videos. Now, Zack is basically the Mr. Beast of YouTube Shorts. He has grown his channel to over 27 million subscribers with roughly 3,000 videos uploaded, which is absolutely insane. What's even crazier is the consistency. A huge percentage of his videos pull in millions of views, with many of them easily crossing the 4 to 5 million view mark and beyond. The channel generates an unbelievable amount of traffic every month, attracting billions of views across its content. Now, I went on YouTube to see if anyone had actually figured out how to recreate Zack Film's style of content, but honestly, I couldn't find anything that truly got it right. Most of what I found were half-baked tutorials that only showed part of the process. Some required multiple paid tools, others took way too much time, and none of them really captured the exact style that makes his videos so engaging. So in this video, I'm going to show you the workflow I built to recreate that style as closely as possible. I'll walk you through the process step by step, and by the end of the video, I'll show you exactly how to get access to the prompt yourself. But before we get started, take a look at these videos I created using the prompt. That way you can decide for yourself if this workflow is actually worth your time.
Your fingers don't wrinkle because they absorb water. Instead, nerves inside your skin detect long exposure to water and trigger blood vessels to tighten. This pulls the skin inward, creating wrinkles that may actually help you grip slippery objects better underwater.
Now, this is just one of the many videos I've created using this prompt, and honestly, the results have been incredible. But before we jump into the tutorial, take a quick second to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the future videos I'm going to be posting. Now, with that out of the way, let's get started. Now, for this video, you're going to need a chatbot. You can use whichever one you prefer, ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek, or any other capable AI chatbot. For this tutorial, though, I'm going to be using ChatGPT. Once you've got your chatbot ready, head over to the Google document where I've placed the prompt specifically for this workflow. Now, the prompt is quite detailed, so make sure you copy the entire thing carefully. You don't want to miss any part of it because every section plays an important role in getting the best results. After you've copied the prompt, head back to your chatbot and paste it into the chat box. Once you paste it in, you'll notice that it loads and formats itself like a document. When everything is finished loading properly, simply click Send and let the chatbot start processing it. Now, once the chatbot finishes processing, it's going to ask you a few questions so it can understand exactly what type of content you want to create. The first question is going to be which niche or content category you want to work in. You'll see options like AI and technology, human body and biology, life hacks and everyday science, history and events, food and chemistry, survival and danger, and several others. All you need to do is choose the category you're interested in. For this tutorial, I'm going with survival and danger, so I'm going to copy that option, paste it into the chat, and hit send. Once you do that, the chatbot will generate 10 different video ideas within that niche. You'll see ideas like, what happens if you get lost in the ocean at night? Here's what happens when you fall into quicksand, and several other high retention concepts. I really like the quicksand idea, so I'm going to select that one. To do that, I'll simply type 2 into the chat because it's idea number 2. Then, in the same message, I'll also specify the length of the video. For this example, I'm creating a 15-second short, so I'll type 2 to 15 seconds and then hit send. After processing your choice, the chatbot will generate everything you need for the video. This includes a complete voiceover script, a scene-by-scene breakdown, image generation prompts, image animation prompts, character and scene directions. Enough scenes to match the exact video length you selected. Everything is already organized for you. At this point, all you need to do is copy the first image generation prompt, and we're ready to start creating the visuals. Now, once you've copied the prompt, head over to your image generator. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using Google Flow because it gives us access to Nano Banana Pro and Nano Banana 2, which work really well for this type of content. Once you're inside Google Flow, head over to the Settings tab. Here, I'm going to select Nano Banana 2 as my image model. Next, I'm going to change the aspect ratio to 9:16 since we're creating a YouTube short. For the output count, I'll leave it at 2 so we get multiple options to choose from. Once everything is set up, I'll paste in the image generation prompt that we copied earlier and click Generate. Give it a few seconds to process and you'll get an output that looks something like this. The reason we're generating 2 images instead of 1 is simple. It gives us options. Sometimes one image comes out better than the other, and having multiple variations lets us choose the strongest result. Once that's done, head back to your chatbot one more time and copy the second image generation prompt. After you've copied it, return to Google Flow, paste the prompt into the generator, and hit generate. Just like before, it'll take a few seconds to process, and then you'll get 2 new image outputs that look something like this. At this point, we're simply repeating the same workflow. Copy the next prompt, paste it into Google Flow, generate the images, and pick the version you like best. Keep repeating this process until you've generated all the scenes for your video. Now, once you've pasted in the third image generation prompt, go ahead and hit generate. After a few seconds of processing, your third image should be ready. From there, I'm going to head back to the chatbot one more time and copy the fourth image generation prompt. I'll paste it into Google Flow, generate the image, and then repeat the exact same process for the fifth image generation prompt. At this point, the workflow is pretty straightforward. We're simply generating each scene one by one until all of our images are ready. Once we've finished generating every image, we'll move on to the next stage, which is animating the images and bringing the entire story to life. Now, as you can see, we have a total of 10 images, but since we're only choosing the best image from each scene, we'll end up using 5 images in total. Once that's done, head back to the settings panel and switch over to video mode. Make sure image to video is selected, keep the aspect ratio at 9:16 since we're creating shorts, and leave the output count set to 1. For the model, we're going to use OmniFlash. After selecting OmniFlash, set the duration for each clip. For this workflow, I'm going to use 4 seconds per clip, which works perfectly for a 15-second short. Now drag your first selected image into the timeline. Next, head back to your chatbot, go to the animation section, and copy the first image animation prompt. Paste the prompt into Google Flow and click Generate. The process usually takes around 20 seconds or less, and once it's finished, your output should look something like this. You can see how smooth the motion is, how clean the animation looks, and how closely it matches the pacing and movement style used in videos similar to Zack Film's content. Now we're going to repeat the same process for the next scene. Go back to the chatbot and copy the second image animation prompt. Then drag your second selected image into the timeline, paste in the animation prompt, and hit Generate. Now, once your second animation is finished, take a moment to review the output and make sure everything looks good. Check that the movement feels natural, the pacing matches the scene, and the overall style remains consistent with the rest of the video. If you're happy with the result, head back to the chatbot and copy the third image animation prompt. Then repeat the exact same workflow. Drag in the corresponding image, paste in the animation prompt, and click Generate. From this point forward, you're simply repeating the same process until all of your images have been fully animated. Once every scene is complete, go ahead and download all of the generated videos and save them into a dedicated folder. This makes everything much easier to organize and helps you find your clips quickly when it's time to edit. Now that all of our animations are ready, we're going to move on to the next stage, voiceover generation. Now for this part, all you need to do is head back to your chatbot and navigate to the voiceover section. Once you're there, copy the entire voiceover script that was generated for your video. After that, head over to your preferred voice generator. You can use 11 Labs, Noise.ai, or any text-to-speech platform you're comfortable with. For this tutorial, I'm going to use 11 Labs. Once you're inside, simply paste the voiceover script into the text box and choose a voice that fits your content style. There are plenty of options available, so feel free to test a few until you find one you like. After that, click Generate. Within a few seconds, your voiceover should be ready. Listen through it, make sure everything sounds good, then go ahead and download the audio file. Now that we have our animated clips and our voiceover ready, it's time for the final stage, putting everything together and seeing the finished result. Now for this part, all you need to do is open up your video editor. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using CapCut, but you can use whichever editing software you're comfortable with. Once you're inside, import the folder where you saved all of your animated clips. After importing them, drag each clip into the timeline one by one, making sure everything stays in the correct order. This is important because you don't want your scenes getting mixed up and ruining the flow of the story. Once all of your clips are in the timeline, import the voiceover that we generated earlier and place it underneath the video clips. Now play through the project and make a few adjustments. If a scene feels too fast, slow it down slightly. If it feels too slow, speed it up a little. The goal is to make sure the visuals sync perfectly with the voiceover. Once everything lines up correctly, play through the entire video to make sure the pacing feels smooth. Next, if you want captions, head over to the text section and select Auto Captions. Click Generate, and after a few seconds, CapCut will automatically create captions for your entire video. From there, choose whichever text template or caption style you prefer. Personally, I already have a template that I use, so I'm just going to apply it. After applying the template, resize and reposition the captions until they fit your video perfectly. Finally, play through the entire project one last time to make sure everything looks good. Once you're happy with the result, click Export, and your finished video should look something like this.
Quicksand isn't like the movies. The moment you step in, the wet sand loosens and your body slowly sinks. But surprisingly, you won't disappear completely. Your body is less dense than quicksand, so you'll usually float halfway and struggle to escape.